Saranoyo versus Gul'dan.
Hey folks, it's Kikoskia here with some more matches of Hearthstone. And this time, you see 3 Legendaries here. You're going to see a lot more of them in this deck, because this deck is an all-legendary deck. People occasionally say that if their deck was full of Legendaries, that they'd win all the time. This deck is living proof that that is not the case, because your early game is terrible, all of your minions are tailored to very specific purposes, your deck is practically full of minions, and there is practically no cohesion. But who knows, maybe I'll win just one match. Hello! I'm going to be playing Legendaries the whole game. And then you will destroy me. Because your deck has a theme, and mine doesn't. But you haven't played the coin yet, so maybe Lord Walker Cho can steal the coin from you. I wouldn't mind getting a few spells because my deck has none. So Lord Walker Cho has no disadvantage for me apart from the fact that it has no attack. My only... Ooh! I'll have that! Thank you! That'll make my Lich King even more devastating. Not a bad card to see you play. Although I'm a bit afraid as to, well played! I won a match! Ha-ha! Just because you didn't realise what Lord Walker Cho would do. But I'll take that win! I'll take that win! Now that I've won once, let's see if I can win again! Lord Walker Cho to the victory once more! Never underestimate Lord Walker Cho. Do not underestimate Nat Pagal either. I had one opponent recently underestimate Nat Pagal in my warrior deck, and Nat Pagal proceeded to draw 4 cards and deal 6 damage. Don't underestimate the 0/4s.
Saranoyo versus Jaina.
Now we're facing a Mage. Lotheb might be useful, but Lotheb is a turn 5 play. I'll keep Lotheb either way. And keep Wicker Flame Burn Bristle. I have some pretty early game here. That's quite good. None of my 2 1-drops though. One of which isn't really a 1-drop because it's Shift Azeris. Hello.
Hello.
We have Gelbin here. I've taken Legendaries from all of the expansions. This is a wild deck, so you'll see all kinds of things here against really well-constructed decks that aren't going to be defeated by what I have. I think coining out Morose here is a good idea.
Let's show our guests a good time.
There we go. That 1/1 is going to be replaced by another one. You could keep hero powering, it's not a bad idea. Kirin Mage and a secret. If that is an explosive rune, that is not going to do very much against Wicker Flame.
I'm on fire.
Because of the Divine Shield. It'll deal full damage to me, but we can do that now to trade semi-effectively. And then next turn we'll play the Glass Knight, who will inevitably get destroyed by your spells, because you're a very aggressive deck. Very aggressive. Lotheb might actually be very useful. There is another secret. Trade there, and there we go. Now I think the Glass Knight is a good choice here. Is this another explosive rune? No. There we go. It's a shame that the Divine Shield minions were in the wrong order, because reactivating the Divine Shield on this minion would be quite nice. Lotheb is definitely a turn 5 play here. Definitely. Just to stop any aggressive spell casting. You're going to ping and get rid of the... yep, you're going to get rid of it. Okay. Right. That is not a good random minion there from Shift Azeris, so I'll just hit face. And then I think I will Lotheb. Your spell casting is not happening this turn. All of your spells cost 5 more.
Excuse me, you are on fire.
Okay, Beneve's Valet, and you're going to ping that minion. That's fine. Right, I have a few options here. Gelbin is a good choice here. Do I want to trade? Probably, just so that you don't take advantage of a blizzard. So, I will trade. Hit you in the face, and then I'll play Gelbin. Summon an awesome invention! Fear the invention! Will it heal me? No, it healed my opponent, but it only healed my opponent for 2, whereas it will eventually heal me for a lot more. Are we going to see a Flame Strike or a Blizzard? We might. We see another secret. And a Frostbolt. And a ping. Okay. Now, this minion here, the repair bot, will either heal Gelbin or me. Death Knight is not a bad card to see, but actually, I want to play Nexus Champion Sarad after I hit the face. Okay, neither of them are ones that are triggered by that. Nexus Champion Sarad, if its explosive runes, will only deal me 1 point of damage.
Let's negotiate. You can see.
That's fine. 1 point's good. And then we'll hero power. We are slowly developing a board. Heal Gelbin. You healed the mage for 1. I do have to start dealing damage. There was definitely the option to not deal damage that turn, but I do need to eventually defeat my opponent. And there's a Firelands portal, to cause a little bit of a problem. Now that could be a mirror image. It could be. It's not that. It's not that either. I've got to take the risk. Hello Ragnaros, how are you? It's not mirror image. Another 1/1. Healing for me. 8 damage to the mage's face. Slowly we start piling on the damage. You're going to do that, and Frostbolt, that's fine. You were quite concerned about Ragnaros there. 1/1. That heal bot's still a problem. Are you going to get rid of that? Yes, you are! You're going to fireball the heal bot. Okay. It's error time. Now that I've managed to get to the late game, this deck starts to have a bit of strength, because I can play big threat after big threat after big threat, constantly, every single turn.
An incredible
Archaeologist? For another secret, you do have a lot of secrets. Now, what secret is that? That is the question. We'll find out in a moment. We'll hit the face here. It's not that. There's a good chance that soon we're going to get a mirror image. So, if we're having a mirror image appear, we'll play this. It's not a mirror image. This is not a bad minion to play. I'll play it. There we go. We'll get another 1/1, and we'll get some more spells. A dream. I could use that to counter a counterspell. The counterspell and the spellbender my opponent may have are entirely useless at the moment. Victory is mine! Second win. Not bad, even with the mistake of attacking so that the heal bot healed my opponent instead of one of my minions or me. Another win. Marvelous. Let's see if I can get a third one. I highly doubt that. I highly doubt that. Surviving the early game seems to be the key to success with this deck, because if your opponent gets the board and keeps it, they just run away with it. Your legendary minions typically cannot keep up. Who's my opponent?
Sir Anoyo versus Malfurion.
A golden druid. This could be tricky. Very tricky indeed. But I'll try my best. I'm going to keep the darkness. And I'm going to keep Barnes. Because if my opponent's going to be drawing lots of cards, I want them to draw the cards for the darkness. Hello, how are you? If there's anybody that's going to defeat me, it's probably going to be a golden druid. Oh, did I mention this is a Reno Jackson deck? Does make sense because I have 30 cards that there are just one copy of, so Reno Jackson is one of them. Now, playing Tinkmaster Overspark is not a bad idea on turn 3, provided that this 1/1 minion survives. Because if this 1/1 minion survives, then I can potentially turn it into... Never mind, that minion is gone. In which case, we're going to coin out the darkness. Because it's a good idea to do so. Or we could coin out Barnes, which is a better idea, actually. Barnes will contest the board, and we might get a good 1/1. That's not a bad 1/1. If I can get off a hero power, that is a random spell for me. I'm not likely to get a hero power off, though. Not one that will get me a spell. Ah well, what can you do? That is a Jasper Spellstone to get rid of Barnes. Fair enough. You can't get rid of this minion, though. You can't get rid of that one. Try as you might. And I don't really miss the one slot on my side of the board that is full of the darkness. Mainly because I'm not going to be playing that many minions. Ferocious Howl. This is definitely a powerful deck that I'm up against. I do have Harrison Jones, which is nice. What do I want to play right now? I'll tell you what I don't want to play. I don't want to play Millhouse Mana Storm. Instead, maybe I can get a 5/5. I'll get a Squirrel. That's fine. Maybe I'll get Beast Synergy. I am not going to get Beast Synergy. Cold Light Oracle. Okay. Draw me some cards. I don't have much card draw, so getting cards is a pretty nice thing. And you'll kill the squirrel. You monster! What did the squirrel ever do to you? Now, ooh, that's a nice minion to see. Time to play Cairn Bloodhoof. We're getting to the point where my minions are getting quite dangerous. Trogzor is next, and then probably Ragnaros. Branching Paths, you're going to gain armor? Oh, you're readying for the long game. There's one candle. Let's see my minions. The Lich King, the Glass Knight, and Stalag is gone. That's okay. I don't need Stalag. I have Trogzor. So if you decide to naturalize any of my minions, your hand is too full too. Ooh, Emperor Thaurissan. Ooh. Do I ignore that? No. No, I don't. Definitely not. You're going for some kind of combo deck, I can see. I have Emperor Thaurissan. I could probably do with playing Thaurissan right now. Now all of my cards will be cheaper as well. And I have a lot of Legendaries. A lot of them. Next turn I could play the Lich King and Hero Power, or Ragnaros and Hero Power. Now what are you going to do? It's a very sticky board. Now Furion the Pestilent. Okay. You're going to make some 1/5s. That's fine. You're then going to kill Trogzor. That's fine as well. Now, I think playing Ragnaros is fine here. If anything, it'll force you to burn some... Actually, let's play that and Morose. There we go. That one's gone. This one's gone. And then everything's one cheaper again. And 8 damage, and another 1/1. This hand is getting remarkably cheap. Very cheap. Wild Pyromancer. Barkskin. Jasper Spellstone. Okay. Then Wrath. Okay. I'm still going to have the 4/5 that comes out of this minion here. Earthen Scales. And then Wrath again. Okay. Then Branching Paths for armor, which gets rid of this minion. Unfortunately, I have far more minions where that came from. Drawing me another card, are you? Okay. Let's see what I can do. I know what I can do. I can play Onyxia, giving me an 8/8 and 5 1/1s. You can probably quite effectively kill the 8/8, mind you. Naturalize. That's fine. Joe, you're going to draw me another card? Nah, I don't need Sylvanas, that's fine. You're going to try and mill me, I imagine. Okay, there's a 3/1 that's not really going to do that much. Not that much. I think I need to present some semi-large threats here, and multiple of them. So I'll trade to get rid of this minion, and I think I will... I will Lich King, and I will Glass Knight. Oh, and that's it! Well played! Another win! I'm surprised I'm winning that much. Do I go for one more? Let's go for one more, with this deck that's very silly, and despite my mistakes is still winning. Maybe this time I'll be able to show off when this deck absolutely fails. Because it fails quite a lot, let me assure you of that. I've no idea why it's winning this much. It's quite peculiar.
Soranoyo versus Malfurion.
Another Golden Druid. I didn't check to see the name of the opponent I was just facing, so this could very well be the same opponent. Or it could be a completely different opponent. Either way, let's go. That is a terrible hand. This is more what I was expecting to get, and there's Millhouse Mana Storm. I'm not playing you because that is a quick recipe to disaster. To absolute disaster. So, hero power. My earliest play is turn 6. I think now I'm in some trouble. Serious trouble. My 1/1 is gone. The board is clear. That's a 7-drop. Fear my 1/1. Quake in terror. Develop a board. Crush me. This is what typically happens with this deck. You get loads and loads of high-cost minions. At the end of your turn, both players draw a card. That's given me a minion. I mean, that's not too bad. I believe this might be the same opponent. Either way, we'll just start developing 1/1s on the board. Thaurissan on turn 6 is again a pretty good idea. And that swipe just cleared everything, as I thought it might. Good turn for swipe after all. Ooh, Shifter Xeris. That is a Mulch Muncher. Not a great minion to see, but I did draw Lothar. And now I can start doing stuff with my minions. I think a Thaurissan into a Trogzor is not a bad idea. Not a bad idea at all. You won't be casting any spells this turn. Not any that are, going to give me a card, aren't you? Yes, you are. That's fine, though. That's fine. And there's another card. Goodbye, the darkness. You will not be serving me this time. Thaurissan will be, though. Let's, hit there. I could have used the legendary there from Shifter Xeris, but I decided not to. Now, if you decide to naturalize both these minions, I will burn a lot of cards. Nourish, probably for mana. And then 3 mana. What are you going to do for 3? Give everyone mana crystals. I'm not sure you wanted to do that. I mean, you can burn some of my cards, but I have some really big minions here. Really big minions. And now I can play them. I mean, there's Dr. Boom disappearing, but that's okay. What do I want to do here? Well, first I want to get rid of you. And then I think I will play Finley. And get... I think Fire Blast is good. And I think I want to play Trogzor. And Millhouse Mana Storm. Go ahead. Play all the spells you like. As many as you want. This is probably not going to work out for me. I'm relying on all the 3/5 trogs that I'm going to get. Ah, you're probably not going to play any spells this turn. You're going to hero power there and defeat Trogzor, and then you're going to deal colossal amounts of damage. Let's see what you do. Okay, you're drawing cards. You're drawing more cards. And then you're going to gain more armor. You're going for the long game. And then you're doing even more. That's Lotheb gone, by the way. I believe that is a Wrath on Lotheb. I mean, you can go through your entire deck. But you didn't. But you didn't. So, I'm going to play Kel'Thuzad. It doesn't matter that you have poison, because these minions are coming back. Rise again, Millhouse Mana Storm. Your task is not yet done. And my hand is pretty clear. You don't like that minion being there. I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised. And so, Kel'Thuzad is gone. You have 9 cards and I have 10. You're going to draw more cards? You are going to draw more cards. Okay. Now I could play Ragnaros. Seems like a pretty good idea here. And we'll do that, this, and then we'll hit you for 1. And then 8 more! Slowly I'll chip down all of that armor. I'm probably not going to chip down all that armor. Also, I still have some pretty decent minions in my hand. Here comes the Gadgets and Auctioneer. How many more spells do you have, sir? Earthen Scales, which gives you more armor. More Earthen Scales for more armor. And then probably just a hero power on Ragnaros. Yes, you don't have any more direct spells to deal with Ragnaros anymore. So you've just taken 8. And now your Auctioneer is gone. And I think now is a good time to play the Lich King. Let's get some powerful cards here. 8 damage. Ooh, Death Grip. You don't have many cards left. That's not a bad thing to get. Okay, Wild Pyromancer. Barkskin. Another Spellstone, which gets rid of the Lich King. And Wrath, which gets rid of Ragnaros. So now you have a 3/2, and you're drawing even more cards. Even more cards. That's okay, because now I'm going to play Fugan and Stalag. And when they die, I'm going to get a really powerful minion. They're pretty, nasty minions. There's Emperor Thaurissan, who is going to die. Of course, there is the chance that you have a really powerful combination in your hand right now. Wild Pyromancer as well? Okay. Let's see what I get here. Nexus Champion Sarad. You know what? Playing the Darkness here is a surefire way to get a 2020. For now, we'll do that. We'll do this. We'll play Wicker Flame. We'll play Death Grip. And steal your last card, which is Mecha'thun. You're a Mecha'thun deck. That was very unfortunate that your last card was Mecha'thun.
You win.
Well played.
Rest now.
And so, victory happened again. Very strange that I kept winning there, but I kept winning, despite mistakes I made. And so that is my wild legendary deck, which apparently can defeat Mecha'thun decks when it's really lucky. And so, that was a few matches with that deck. It is a very silly deck, and it took me a little while to pick the legendary minions that I wanted in it. A little bit of trial and error, but I'm quite happy with it. It rarely wins. I've no idea why I kept winning there. But the moral of this is that having a deck full of legendaries is silly, but it's better not to have a deck full of legendaries, because you don't have much strategy aside from, well, which legendary am I going to play today? And the answer is whichever one is on curve, and sometimes whichever one is actually useful for the situation. I much prefer to build far more constructed decks and play them, rather than just having loads of legendaries. Because loads of legendaries does not victory assure, even though I won lots there. It really is an outlier, these matches. Definitely an outlier. Don't take this as evidence that it will always work, because it rarely does. And so, when we come back, folks, more Hearthstone matches. Will they be as silly as those ones? Probably not. Will they involve new cards from the upcoming expansion? They may do. Who can say? And so, I'll catch you next time, folks, and I'll see you then. Later.